Beloved, maybe you have prayed, maybe you have fasted, maybe you have believed. Yet, my dear, it seems like absolutely nothing is changing for you right now. You see other people getting married while you're still waiting. Others get jobs while you're still searching. Others testify while you're still struggling. And deep inside, you begin to wonder, God, where are you? If you have ever felt that way, this episode is definitely for you, my dear friend. Hello everyone, welcome to Faila Hub's podcast show. Today, I want to talk about a question that many people are actually quite afraid to ask out loud. A question buried beneath church clothes. A question whispered through tears at night. The question is, God, have you forgotten me? Beloved, maybe you have prayed, maybe you have fasted, maybe you have believed. Yet, my dear, it seems like absolutely nothing is changing for you right now. You see other people getting married while you're still waiting. Others get jobs while you're still searching. Others testify while you're still struggling. And deep inside, you begin to wonder, God, where are you? If you have ever felt that way, this episode is definitely for you, my dear friend.
We are not the first to feel this way. One thing that truly comforts me is knowing that many great people in the Bible felt exactly the same way before us. David cried out in Psalm 13, verse 1, "How long wilt thou forget me, O Lord, forever?" Think about that. This was David, the man after God's own heart. Yet he felt forgotten. Job felt forgotten. Jeremiah felt forgotten. Even John the Baptist, while in prison, sent people to ask Jesus if he was truly the Messiah. Sometimes faith doesn't look like confidence, and that is okay. Sometimes faith looks like questions. Sometimes faith looks like tears. Let's talk about Joseph. Joseph had dreams from God, big dreams, powerful dreams. Yet after receiving those dreams, his life became worse. His brothers hated him. They sold him. He became a slave. Then he was falsely accused. Then he was thrown into prison. Just take a moment and imagine being Joseph. Year after year, praying, waiting, wondering, questioning, thinking, God, you gave me a promise. Why does my life look nothing like it? But here is what Joseph didn't know. God was working behind the scenes. Every delay was really preparing him for what was next. Every disappointment was positioning him. Every closed door was guiding him toward the palace. What looked like abandonment was actually preparation. Sometimes life feels unfair. A good person suffers. A wicked person prospers. You pray and nothing happens. You work hard and still struggle. You try your best and still face disappointment. And if we are honest, there are moments when we ask, if God loves me, God loves me, why am I going through this? The truth is that we don't always get immediate answers, but not understanding God is different from being abandoned by God. A child may not understand why a doctor gives an injection, but the doctor's purpose is not harm. The child sees pain, the doctor sees healing. Many times we see today's pain, but God sees tomorrow's purpose in everything we are going through today, so just hold on. Think about a farmer. The day he plants a seed, he doesn't wake up the next morning expecting a harvest. The seed is buried, hidden, out of sight. To anyone watching, nothing seems to be happening. But underneath the soil, life is forming. Roots are growing. Preparation is taking place. In the same way, some people listening to me right now feel buried. But perhaps you are not buried. Perhaps you are planted. And there is a difference. Greatest example is Jesus himself. When Jesus was arrested, beaten, mocked, and crucified, it looked like everything was over. It looked like evil had won. It looked like God was absent. It looked like the story had ended. But what looked like the end became the beginning. You see, what looked like defeat became victory. What looked like silence became salvation. Sometimes we feel like we are all alone, but just because God is silent does not mean he is absent from our journey.
Did I stay bright? Even the low can catch the light.
To the person who is tired, maybe you are listening today and you are exhausted. You've prayed for years. You've cried in secret. You've watched others move ahead while you remain stuck. You feel forgotten. You feel invisible. You feel disappointed. I want you to hear this. Your current chapter is not your entire story. The fact that things haven't changed yet doesn't mean they never will. The fact that the prayer hasn't been answered doesn't mean that God didn't hear it at all. The fact that you are waiting doesn't mean God has abandoned you. Before I leave, remember this. Joseph waited, David waited, Job waited, Abraham waited. Many of God's greatest servants went through seasons where heaven seemed silent. But silence is not rejection. Delay is not denial, and waiting is not wasting. So, my dear, if you have been asking, God, have you forgotten me? Maybe today his answer is no, I am still writing your story. Thank you so much for listening. If this episode encouraged you, please share it with someone else who needs hope today. And remember, the God who seems silent is often working where you cannot see. God bless you. Goodbye.
God has not forgotten you. Thank you for listening. Like, share, and subscribe.
Ignites the